Hi, and welcome to a Drafthouse Diary for Sunday, June 2nd, 2024, when something weird was happening with the lighting at Littleton's Aspen Grove. Faulty streetlights or alien invasion, you decide. But I was there to go to the Alamo Drafthouse to see the movie The Fall Guy. And this was, very simply, a fun movie. This was not a movie filled with Freudian symbolism or Gnostic allegories. It was a fun action-adventure romance. And that is what it did incredibly well. It gives us two leads in Emily Blunt and Ryan Gosling. Terrific movie stars, great chemistry on screen. It gives us a story, of course, with lots and lots of action. And it gives us much more of a mystery than I was expecting going into this movie. The story involves a stuntman played by Gosling and an aspiring director played by Blunt getting to direct her first feature film. They met on a previous production, sparks flew, and then that all fell apart when he had an injury and sort of walked out on his life. This brings them back together. He sees this as an opportunity to reconnect with her, win back the love of his life. She is more conflicted. She is hurt by how he just ghosted her, but she's clearly still attracted to him. And that drives a lot of the movie, but it's not just a love story. It is an action-adventure mystery. And they put these pieces together very, very well. And of course, that is served by having such a charming cast, not just in the leads, but also in supporting characters like Aaron Taylor-Johnson and Hannah Waddingham, and so many other great supporting characters played really well, not just for comedy, but to give you a sense of who these people are and to give you a sense of the world in which they live, the world in which they work making movies. Now, I have a soft spot for movies about making movies. Was this true to life about how movie making is done? No, I am absolutely sure it was not. But war movies are not particularly accurate to the realities of war. Love stories are not particularly accurate to the way love and romance work in the real world. That's not why we go to movies. I am perfectly happy with the way that movie making was portrayed in The Fall Guy. And this is also the rare movie where I did feel like I was inundated with trailers and promos for months before the movie's release, but they didn't give away most of the movie the way too many trailers do these days. And this movie was filled with fun, I was going to say Easter eggs, but if the Easter egg is so big that you have to build the basket around it, is that still an Easter egg? Anyway, lots of references, lots of in-jokes, things you don't necessarily need to get for the enjoyment of the movie, but which made it a lot more fun. And they were references to the original TV series, The Fall Guy, references to other movies, things that just gave some more richness to the story and its environment. The pre-show was custom for this feature, and it was filled with the kind of things you would expect, but still some really fun surprises in there. It had bits from a Jackie Chan behind-the-scenes stunt video. It had trailers for other stuntman-related movies like The Stuntman or Hooper. It had a commercial for the Action Jackson action figure, which I have not thought of for decades, and yet it was one of my favorite toys when I was a kid. Also, some very interesting interviews with retired stuntmen talking about the job, talking about the lingo. I want to know what those interviews were from, because I would watch the heck out of an hour of just listening to stuntmen talk about their work and their community. There were also things in the pre-show that tied very specifically to things in the movie, like a behind-the-scenes video about the Universal theme park Miami Vice Stunt Spectacular, and a trailer for the movie Metal Storm. And I was really pleased to see that the pre-show ended with the opening of the original Fall Guy TV show, which has a great song. I did get dinner. I got a pepperoni pizza. I also got a Denver Beer Company I Love This City Pilsner, which I don't know that I've had before, but it was very good. A nice change from the darker beers I usually get. The staff was very efficient, very friendly, but the theater was a little odd because the AC was not working. So the theater was warmer than would have been absolutely comfortable. It wasn't terrible, and we were given the opportunity, if at any time we thought it was too hot, we would be able to leave and get a refund. We didn't need to do that, but I'm hoping they get that fixed soon, especially with summer coming on. And after the movie, after the credits, of course I stayed to the end of the credits, they'd never brought up the house lights. They're usually bringing up the lights so they can start cleaning as soon as possible. We had to leave in the dark, which I guess is kind of the higher difficulty mode for exiting the Alamo Drafthouse. But still, this was a really fun night at the movies and a really fun film. I hope you enjoyed this Drafthouse Diary. If you did, please click the like button, and if you want to see more of these, click subscribe. But most important, thank you very much for joining me. I'll be back soon with more, and in the meantime, enjoy your movies, and when you do, stay till the end of the credits.